up, y'all? We back with another video. My Zyburgers. Y'all know in the last video, I told you guys that our name was going to be Zyburgers. So, and I told you guys why. So, if you watched the video, put it in the comments. And if you watched that last video, put in the comments of why I said our name was gonna be Zyburgers. But so today's video is gonna be reacting to Reddit stories. So let's go. I'm on Reddit and I'm just gonna scroll and find one. So the one that I'm gonna do first is, it says my mom is faking cancer. So it says I 19F, so I guess that's a 19-year-old female, have always had a difficult relationship with my mother. When I was young, she would use drugs and cheat on my father. My dad didn't want to make the divorce difficult for his kids, so he waited until I was 9. The person who put this is they said they're the youngest to get a divorce. He finally found a penis, but they said the other word. We're going to say penis pic. Someone sent my mother on a private pic. Someone sent my mother on her phone, making it a perfect excuse for a divorce. He moved out and me and my sister followed after the court deemed it okay. My mother had a right to see us, but she didn't want to. Social services even set up a meeting for us every weekend so we could meet up. She never came. The mama don't sound like no good mama. The few times she called, it was about boasting or wanting sympathy for a new injury. Let me give you some background to my mom. She steals from her workplace. She can't pay her bills. She always sent us to the hospital for simple injuries like a sprained ankle, all because she wanted to post a picture of us on Facebook to gain sympathy. My mother is what you would call a narcissistic, pathological liar. Baby, I agree. Mama a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Anyways, this went on for a few years, nothing too extreme until now. I just had my birthday and I get a call from her where she wishes me a happy birthday. I thank you. I say thank you and then asks me if I wish for anything. I told her not to bother since I know she doesn't have a lot of money. She told me she would transfer some money to me when she got paid. I said thank you, knowing she obviously would never give me anything. And we said our goodbyes and hung up. She called me. She said that person said call me, but they meant call my sister. A few days later, saying they found a tumor in her body. I cannot remember where, and she had to go through chemotherapy. The interesting part of this is she said it was a different type of chemotherapy that doesn't make you lose hair. Does this exist? Let me also point out that the tumor is a benign, I don't know what that is, benign tumor, and usually they don't do chemotherapy for that, right? I am so tired of her lies. I feel like I should block her completely. But my sister is still in contact with her, and I don't want my birth giver to attack her just because I blocked her. What do you all think I should do? I don't know if this is a lie or the truth, but the amount of time she has lied, when they got in parentheses, all my life, I wouldn't be surprised. She lies for money, even having admitted it to me. And she lies for sympathy. Oh, when she heard I was in therapy for my PTSD because of her abuse, she started to go to therapy too. And apparently she got diagnosed with autism, Asperger, and ADHD, which is so weird because autism and Asperger is the same thing, but on different spectrums. Or am I wrong? I can't remember. So, anyone want to switch mothers? Mama sound a little crazy. And a therapist can't diagnose autism, I don't think. I don't think they have the qualifications for that. So that sounds like a lie too. So I'm going to read what some of the comments said, and then I'm going to tell you what I already started telling y'all what I think. But I'm gonna finish telling y'all what I think. So, somebody said it's sad that you have to deal with this all your life, but you realize what she is like and that she will never change. You can't stop talking to her without blocking her. Your sister's relationship is different and is whatever she wants. I agree. You can stop talking to her, but don't just be like forcing it on your sister to stop talking to her. Like, that's her decision. That's her. Y'all relationship is two different relationships. Y'all two different people. Y'all feelings are two different, So, yeah, I think I agree with that part. Then they said, however, if your mother starts a GoFundMe account for money for cancer treatments or applies to any charity, you should report her because that is illegal. It might take an arrest to wake her up to her lies, but other than that, just ignore her. Not everybody gets the mother they wish they had, and it looks like you have accepted that. It is too bad you have to learn at such a young age. I agree with everything they said because obviously the mama is money hungry. She steals from a job. She lie for money. She do anything for sympathy. The mama just crazy. She need to be in therapy or she need to be in somebody cuckoo house. Somebody said offer to drive her to her chemo appointments. But speaking of that, and they do have like radiation type things for cancer, but I don't know if it's chemo. But I know you can go to radiation and like radiation don't cause you to lose your hair. And somebody says, I believe that actually are chemotherapies that don't cause you to lose your hair, but it sounds more like this is a case of your mom lying. The simplest answer is usually the right one. Yeah, the mama sounds like she's lying. She said they took her mama took them to like the doctor and stuff and posted on Facebook for like sympathy. So that sounds like what this is, a case of sympathy. Okay, so we gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so we're gonna do the one that says, have you ever done something that ruined your life? Okay, so they said, went to university in a predominantly white country. I got by mostly on. I got looked at a lot for being different, and people would always treat me different. Police would have a field day with me, always searching me for drugs, but the girls seemed to take a lot to me, and I kept to myself for the most part. I had a small circle of friends, and I always was relatively happy. We all have our bad days, and one day, as any and my pals, I guess that meant me and my pals were driving home. We got stopped and searched by the police, who stripped our car down because they were 100% convinced we had drugs. After they found nothing, we were sent home with no car. It took us 2 hours to walk home, as in the countries there's no public transportation. Is that legal? Why would they take your car? I don't think they could do that. Y'all need to learn y'all rights. Because if they didn't find anything, there was no reason to tow the car. If y'all weren't going to jail or anything, there's no reason for them to take your car. And if they didn't have a search warrant, y'all need to stop letting them search y'all car. After they experience, or if they don't have probable cause. If your car wasn't smelling like no drugs, or if you didn't appear high, you were swerving, doing none of that, they don't have no probable cause, so they cannot search your car. Y'all need to learn your rights, especially black people, especially. And he never said if he was black, but I'm thinking he or she is black. Okay, so they said after the experience, I went out to a bar on my own and ended up meeting that girl, Tara. We hit it off, and I ended up back at her place. I found out that morning she has a boyfriend and how he was in my university. His name was Stephen. He didn't like me because I was a loud guy and he was racist, according to others. Eventually, he found out. So, yeah, this person is black. On a night out, I saw him, so I went up to him, apologized to him for what had happened, as despite not liking the guy, I felt bad for him. Guy turned around and cussed me out, calling me a bunch of racial slurs and telling me I need to go back to my own country. So I glassed him, and he needed 17 stitches. A week later, I had police turn up to my door to arrest me. Thankfully, I had people sticking up for me and speaking up, so I wasn't charged, instead giving a warning, and agreed to see a therapist. I then received a letter from my university detailing that I've been suspended for cause. I have my disciplinary and I was expelled. I appealed and they stuck to their choice. I was in my final year and now I couldn't go on to do my master's because to become a teacher like I intended. I felt depressed and broken. I nearly drank myself to death. Eventually, I got myself a job in retail and have been stuck in it since. I tried to go back to university, but expulsion is like trying to get the criminal record with the job no one wants you. Hottest lesson I ever had to learn from this is never to react when people say stuff is not worth it, as it can ruin your life. Don't get me wrong. It's not okay to be racist, but sometimes you just have to take it. It's unfortunate we live in that kind of society. I feel like this person should not have went up to the boyfriend. That's just like me, like, especially in front of people. Like, if you wanted to apologize, you probably should have pulled him to the side or called him on another time. If y'all was out at a bar, he probably felt like you was playing with him. For real, because that's how I would have felt too. Like, you trying to play with me in front of all these people. Like, you messing my girlfriend, type shit. Or type stuff. Let me not, because I don't know who watching this. But, yeah. So, he probably felt like you was playing with him. Even though he was wrong for being racist. He didn't have to say all that type stuff. But, he felt played, and he reacted off his emotions. And, it should have just been like, it wasn't your place to apologize. You didn't know he had a girlfriend. I mean, you didn't know the girl had a boyfriend. So, and if you did, you don't owe that boy no loyalty. Really, that was the girl's fault. So yeah, next time, I'm glad you learned your lesson. But let's read what the comments had to say. Somebody said, got married. Worst mistake I've ever made. Now I know better. I'll be single for the rest of my life and I don't give a shit. Who hurt this person? Someone else said, I know how stigma can be, bro. You do one thing wrong, even if you only did it wrong because someone else was doing something wrong, that thing follows you for life. It's like people are afraid to admit people can make mistakes. Someone else said, never react to anything people say to you. This is true regardless of your race or ethnicity, and it doesn't matter if you are native or foreign, white or black, whatever. This didn't happen because you are foreign. This happened because you reacted violently to a provocation. The person who wrote it said, I never said it did, but okay. And then somebody else said, got married. Y'all really be hating y'all wives. Like, nobody told you to propose to them. Okay. We're going to do Lost That Good Friend because I didn't want to lie to her. This video is already at 14 minutes. So we're going to do 2 more. And then if y'all like stuff like this, I want y'all to let me know. Put it in the comments. So it said, lost a good friend because I didn't want to lie for her. Okay, this might be a little interesting. Okay, it said, I met Jackie through our kids at school. Her stepdaughter was on the cheer team with my daughter, and her son was best friends with mine. Jackie's son, Kay, spent many hours over at my house on play dates with my son. Excuse me. I took him out many excuse me, many fun places with my child and spent a lot of money on him because Jackie never had any extra money. She was a sole breadwinner. She ran a daycare out of her home because her husband refused to work. She was always complaining about how lazy her husband was and how he had told Jackie that it was her turn to support him because he worked for the first 10 years of their marriage until he was injured, but refused to get another job although he was completely physically capable. I said cable. So money was extremely tight for them. Every bill was on her shoulders, and she was miserable. That's her fault. Jackie and I really clicked. We had the same sense of humor and often went to lunch when she had a rare extra dime to spend, or we would take turns treating each other. We laughed and acted silly together. We had so much fun. I really loved Jackie. We were the best of friends. I didn't have many good friends at the time, so she was really special to me. We were each other's confidant, and she continuously complained about her marriage, how terribly her husband treated her. I felt bad for her and tried to be her listening ear and shoulder to cry on. Her husband was an absolute ass. Ooh. She called him that herself, plus worse. She said he always told her she needed to lose weight and she would hardly help her with their 3 children, young children, and refused to pitch in to help with her many daycare kids. I mean, he don't have to help the daycare kids. That's her daycare. But they kids, the three young kids, you already ain't working. You can do something if you want to be a house husband. So one day we were texting and she was telling me her usual marital complaints and many woes, and I text back that her husband should get off of his lazy ass and get a job. I feel bad about this. I feel badly about that. I'm starting to read in my own terms. What the fuck? I feel badly about that now. But she was always complaining nonstop about him, and I feel awful for her. So the next thing I knew, Jackie was calling me and telling me that her husband saw my message. He had picked up her phone and saw my text. Apparently, Jackie always deleted her end of the conversation on her phone just in case he saw. Jackie seemed a little messy. And so she called begging me to tell her husband that she never badmouthed him to me. She wanted me to tell him that I said those things without context and that she never told me anything about their marital problems. Of course, I wouldn't throw myself under the bus. I couldn't believe she asked me to do that. I haven't spoken to her since then. It has been about 6 years. It's sad because I miss our friendship. I really feel cheated. Should I have lied to her husband to save our friendship? Bitch, you could have lied. You could have lied. I'm thinking this lady now, the friend that committed a crime or cheated on her husband and he didn't want to lie. Girl, I wouldn't be your friend no more either. I'm sorry. Someone said you should have lied. He's probably abusive and she needed you to lie to avoid her getting her ass beat. Because you didn't lie, she probably got her ass beat. You should have lied to save her life, not to save your friendship. And I agree. The man already giving narcissist. He don't work. He expects the wife to do everything for him. He miserable because he got injured on his job or he got injured somehow, so he not working. So you know how that go. They take their anger out on the closest person to him, which is the wife. So he probably took the anger out on the closest person to him, which is his wife. So he probably be beating on her, and she was too embarrassed to tell you. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors. Like, they could tell you everything. You thinking they tell you everything, but they leaving the biggest part out because they embarrassed. Jackie could be somewhere dead since she ain't talked to her 6 years. That man could have beat her to death that day because y'all was bad talking to him and he seen the messages. You didn't want to lie. So you're responsible for that girl death if she died. They replied to that comment and said, "This is my thought also. I wouldn't have hesitated to lie. I would have made it sound so good he would be looking for my ass." But yeah, she should have lied. I'll lie for my friend any day, no matter the situation. Young man could be coming like, "Did you go to McDonald's with her?" "Yes." "You want to know what we ordered?" "Was y'all at the park?" "Yes." "You want to know what we did on the swings?" "You want to know what games we played?" Baby, I'll lie for my friend any day. My friend can call me and say, "Friend, when we together?" "Yeah." My friend can call me and say, "Friend, ain't the sky pink?" This nigga said it's blue, but I'm trying to tell him it's pink. "It's pink, friend." Y'all don't got no loyalty. Especially if you talking about them. Hell, I know you want to be I said what I said. Baby, lie for your friend. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Certain parts. If my friend say, "Friend, ain't the sky pink?" This nigga said it's blue, but it's pink. The sky pink. She said what she said. My friend said, "You ain't never bad talked you." We ain't never bad talked you. I just said that shit without no context. I just thought you was a badass, horrible ass husband. But off the vibes you give me. You know? Mm, let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, it say my 32. It's supposed to say me, 32-year-old female, boyfriend, 32 male, ask someone else out. Okay, this gonna be the last one because it's 22 minutes. Let me explain. We broke up after a year of dating. Pretty soon after, he asked out someone he was interested in before me. I don't care that he asked her out. What bothers me is that he. What bothers me is that he used to like her before me. It's like he never forgot about her. It makes me think. It makes me think that he act that he. It like he never forgot about her. It makes me think. Hold on.